All right. So actually, even though I do want to I kind of do want to still get into that drama with the whole V Shoujo situation because it seems like we just got even more news on it. We're gonna move on for now, because I'm hoping one of these days out of the week I'm actually able to do like a big old like grind. There's like certain gotchas that I'm going to like. I'm not saying necessarily drop completely. There might be some that I might log in, do my dailies, and get out. Honkai Star Rail is kinda on that spectrum right now. Uh, but generally speaking, there are some gotchas that I kind of want to like. Since we're actually starting to get to the point where it's like, oh, this is actually a really good game. I like it. I'm streaming it consistently. Uh, and they have like bundles or like deals that I might actually put real monies into. For example, Nikkei has like a campaign deal where it's like, oh, if you basically like give like $30, which is like what they consider you paying for the campaign. Uh, each like mission that you complete in the campaign will give you a certain amount of gems, which you can use to like summon new Nikkeis or new characters, do pulls basically. And I think that's like a really cool way of doing that. Like I actually fell so much in love with the monetization aspects of Nikkei and how they do things that I'm actually going to be doing an entire video comparing it to not only Honkai Star Rail but also to Wuthering Waves and Girls Frontline Equilibrium. I'm hearing a lot of people are telling me to try out another game as well. The freaking one that Tectone is like sponsoring. I've been seeing the freaking ads spamming my freaking YouTube ads. But so maybe I'll try that one. But I don't even want to like touch that game yet until I like do the review, my review on effectively do a review on Nikkei potentially. So that and sort of use that as an excuse to talk about the monetization aspects of other games, or just not even a review, but it'll just be a video on the monetization of gotcha games. Uh, and so in order to help me out with this, I need to like go back in and actually play through the games, get reacquainted with every single aspect possible of both the monetization and the end game and the grind as a free because up until this point I've been a free to play player for basically all the gotcha games that I play. And I kind of have this like privilege to be like, oh, okay, cool. I can earnestly say, hey, this game was worth my time free to play. This game was not. I kind of like I kind of like waded through the shiz to like discover what's the good and the bad of gotcha games and what genuinely makes for a enjoyable free to play experience and what is just horrendous and I hate it and if I ever play another game like that, I'm immediately gonna log off. You get what I'm saying? So very fortunate that I'm in this position. But at this point, I want to like give my 2 cents on it. So be on the lookout for that video. Since we're probably gonna be playing Honkai Star Rail first before I play anything else, let me move my puppet over a little bit so I'm not blocking Kazahana here. Uh, let's check this out because there's currently a Fate collab happening that some people are happy about, some people are mad about. I'm actually not a big. I never watched Fate. My Chaos like recommended that I check it out, so I will. Uh, Chaos also recommended Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I'm actually a major big fan of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Especially like the deeper lore, like the deeper lore about like the angels and how like I'm not gonna spoil nothing because like that's a major spoiler. But like the deeper lore about the angels and like about like what their mission was there on Earth or what they were trying to do or what was happening, like that deeper lore stuff is insane. Now that being said, I'm a fan of Neon Genesis. This is getting out of topic. I'm on a whole tangent now. I'm a fan of Neon Genesis Evangelion, the original. I never saw like the newer movie ones with like a time skip, so that's like a whole other situation I gotta like look into. But anyway, let's get back into it. Point being is that I will check out Fate Stay Night at some point in the future. But apparently people are not happy about the Honkai Star Rail collab for it. But since like y'all gotta see this, like the maybe Kazahana will show it, but I freaking love Saber's her ultimate, which is just like her shouting Excalibur, just like slamming her freaking sword down. It's amazing. You gotta check it out.
Okay, so
It's like she it's, damn it! What the hell is her name? The freaking like the I have her unlocked.
Been in the news in terms of gacha gaming news, which is Honkai Star. Now,
The physical
Honkai
chick
Star has actually geared up for probably one of the biggest updates in a while, which is the Fate collab, alongside obviously the release of Finon, and you know, some other stuff as well coming out alongside that. Now, obviously the big kind
Yang Li, that's her name. The chick with the chick with the giant sword. She like freaking like lifts the sword up in the sky and then like drops it down on him. It's like, it looks like that.
part that people were mostly excited for was the Fate collab, as this is one of the first kind of major collaborations we've seen, at least with Hoyoverse, for a while, if not ever. And you know, people were very happy and very excited.
I'm trying to play this like today was a bad day for it because I woke up way too late. But like, if I could play this even tomorrow, we're gonna play it even tomorrow, right?
To see what they could do with Fate, because Fate is a beloved franchise, people really enjoy it, and well, it seems like they've actually kind of dropped the ball here, and people are not happy in the community in multiple ways. Now, obviously there's been a lot of reports from people saying that the story is pretty bad, including people like Mr. Pokey. Now, if you don't know, Mr. Pokey is probably, I would say, probably one of the biggest Honkai Star Rail creators out there, and essentially, obviously, he is very, very positive about the game. If, you know, let's be real, he is kind of over positive.
And it was trash.
Kind of rating things a much higher than.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so stupid. I was reading all the little bit, like my eyeballs directly went for like all the like Honkai Star Rail Fate collab event story. No spoiler review for a Honkai story event story, 7.5 out of 10. For a Fate event story, 2.8, and it was trash. I really took too damn long to get to the freaking cut to the freaking joke there. I'm an idiot. I should have just freaking looked at the image.
And well, you know it's bad whenever Mr. Pokey even rates it pretty bad too. Obviously they say for HSR.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you though. As somebody who like doesn't like absolutely chortle the ball sack of Honkai like Hoyoverse, but I do play Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, and I played Honkai Impact 3rd. Back in the day, I gave up on it at this point, but back in the day, like, I'll let y'all know if this 7.7.5 is actually accurate, because, like, just because it's, like, good for a Honkai Star Rail event doesn't mean it was a good event, you get me? Like, y'all gotta raise your standards up a little bit sometimes.
Event story is a 7.5 out of 10. For a Fate event story, it was 2.8 out of 10. It said, yes, I am really disappointed with the Fate event story. So obviously, Mr. Pokey there actually voicing the fact that he was also very disappointed with the story, and I think that that was the major kind of consensus that was, you know, floating around the space, is that people were disappointed with the fact of how much Fate was included in this story in general, and obviously it decided to be, you know, obviously people decided, you know, they didn't like it, and I mean, that's fair enough. I think that, you know, obviously a lot of people didn't like the fact that apparently the Fate characters were just there. I mean, again, I haven't actually played the story myself. I've played a little bit of the event. I actually logged in, claimed my Archer and stuff, and I mean, Archer seems cool. Again, I was a little bit disappointed.
I claimed my Archer, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I looked it up on like Pridwin, and he wasn't meta, so I'm not gonna touch him ever again. Is Archer like a cool character? Maybe he might be like a really cool character, and I might like end up building him. But he's not meta, so I'm not gonna concern myself
with the characters, and I'll go into how we can fix that too. But essentially, there's also another thing that the Hoyoverse community pointed out was, as I'm saying, this collab can't get even more worse.
Can I ask something for real? Why do they ever give you like free characters that are like anything other than like supporters or like healers? Like nobody, like they're like you know for a fact they're never gonna give you a strong attacker, like ever. They're never gonna give you a meta attacker for free. So it's like Like, why do they ever give you like these nonsense characters that are just there to fill up your inventory, or like your freaking like menu? You get me? Like, what's the point? Just give me like a really really strong healer, or a really really strong like support, or like a really really strong like defender or something. You know, something, some kind of sustain.
A French player discovered a strange text next to the French subtitles that said, "Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses." This is a typical disclaimer that shows up after using AI tools, and it pretty much confirms that the French
No way! That's not true, is it? That can't be true. There is no way they're using AI to write these freaking scripts, and yet they can't even like do a cutscene. See, this is why I'm like starting to slowly leave a lot of these freaking like games, and like, man, this is disappointing as hell. Like, it's lazy for the amount of money you charge for your stuff.
Using Claude AI, which is similar to ChatGPT, and it seems they use the translation version. Now, after this incident, one question arises: are they still using human translators?
Oh, well, maybe it was just translation though. Okay, maybe that's all it was.
But they definitely got caught this time.
So yeah, essentially they got caught during the fake collab of using AI to do their translations. Now, me personally, I don't really care about AI. I think especially for translation things, I mean, to be
listen, who cares, right? But at the same time, if you're gonna be using AI, like you better be passing on the savings.
fair, translation is a little bit more of a job you can give to someone, but it also is a more tedious job. And to be honest, I don't think it's the end of the world if you know, someone who you know, has a translation job kind of gets replaced.
Not for you, but I guess screw that one guy who translates.
By AI, because I think AI can do it quicker, and also it can do it, you know, it can do like the kind of work that nobody wants to do. Now, you can still hire people to go.
To be fair, I have no respect for translators, honestly, because of the whole Crunchyroll situation, where a lot of the translators just started to like translate it using like super woke language from like modern day California, you know,
and you know, proofread it and things like that.
Like stuff like male patriarchy and stuff, which is just like, you know what, alright, you deserve to get replaced.
Translation isn't always the most accurate. So again, you know, it seems like they are using it for the French translation there. Now, obviously though, a lot of the Hoyoverse community are not happy about that, and I think it's very, very funny how they have, you know, started using AI in a lot of this stuff. Whenever we literally went over a post the other day from Cooked by X here, probably one of Hoyoverse's biggest defenders, obviously trying to make it seem like Kuro Games is using like AI and that's a bad thing or whatever. And then,
nah, son, I got a bone to pick with Kuro Games. Why are you charging $30 for your skins? What is this nonsense? $10 to $15 max. What the hell are you doing charging $30? You crazy?
just a couple of days later, it gets exposed that Hoyoverse
too damn much, bro.
Using AI, and I mean, I think it's just one of those things that is just kind of building up in the future, and it's just like, okay, well, what exactly do you want them to do? Obviously, yeah, people saying 1 year in the making. By the way, I said I just think it's really funny.
By the way, I'm totally buying one of the skins.
To hear the AI.
But I'm gonna use my one-time like double money purchase, so I'm gonna spend $15 to get it.
The voice talking about how Hoyo being caught using AI, which yeah, it's quite funny.
I'm not a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. Shut up.
They said me when I spread misinformation, especially from that Darkos guy. So some people are even coping in the comments right now, saying that it's misinformation. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that is some pretty big information there. I mean, yes, maybe the screenshot itself is doctored, and that could completely be true. But I think if that screenshot is true and it says, you know, retry, Claude can make mistakes, that definitely is AI translation. And obviously this was—
it's not the end of the world, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna be using AI to like cut corners here, like, are we gonna be seeing an improvement elsewhere, or are we just gonna start cutting corners and that's it?
Shared to the Honkai Star platform and it hasn't been taken down, so usually that does mean that there is some validity to it. So again, obviously people say, I think it's just, oh no, they keep going saying, so I'm not even surprised. They said, it's me, I'm the one who posted this. Said first they didn't add any other fate servants, muted for an hour and a half in the story, archers, Alam to Blayworks not getting animated cutscene, reusing other maps such as Adis Elysiae as Britain, and not getting a new map or anything using background art, and the story not being long enough, which yeah, people were just not very happy with it in general. And I mean, the AI stuff is just the kind of
The story's not long enough. Is it like a two-parter? Because like in Nikkei, they do like two-part stories. So like one update will have like part one, and then the second update will have part two of that same story.
Icing on the cake. And essentially, yeah, that's what has been going on. I mean, I think in my personal opinion, the way that I'd fix this and the way that I would have done a Fate collab was trying to include a lot of the actual characters that people know and love. You know, obviously we've had Saber, we had who else was it? We had Archer, we had
I know Saber. I don't know who Archer is.
Lancer, who, yeah, you know, they're all great characters, but I feel
Who Lancer?
like their characters could have all been done using the summon system, which is, I think, is Remembrance. Is that it? I think it is Remembrance, which literally just got added. I think it got added as they announced the Fate collab was happening. So again, lots of people.
Yeah, that new summon system is kind of cool. I like that change. A lot of changes that they've been making have been like okay, but it's a whole lot of very small changes that should have been done like ages ago.
We're very excited for that, and I think that would have been a very, very cool kind of way to go about it. I think adding characters like Emiya, adding characters like Rin into the game, and then having Saber and Archer as their kind of familiars, as, you know, almost like a, you know, how Remembrance kind of works in the game, but except it's with Archer and Saber. That would have been really, really cool. I think that would have made so much more sense, and also they could have, you know,
I don't know jack squat about any of what he just said. Is that how that works? Is Saber a summons in Fate Stay?
brought in more characters to do the story and made it more like Fate-like.
It's an anime, right? Or is it a game? Is it like a gacha game?
Whereas, you know, I think it's just kind of fell flat on its face here, and it's not even become very Fate-like at all. It's just, you know, the Fate characters were there in the story, which I think is very disappointing, especially for a lot of Fate fans. I mean, there are so many Fate fans that were very, you know, outraged by this, and they weren't happy with the quality that they got from this story, because again, this was a very, very hyped update that has been planned for like months, like ages. It's been in the works for a very long time, and this is all we got. I mean, it's very, very disappointing. Now, obviously, a lot of people were saying that the characters were fine, you know, they weren't apparently good, but they were okay, you know. Obviously, the characters themselves, I'm pretty sure Archer is like up there in terms of the tier list kind of, you know, power or whatever you want to call it. But in terms of like the design and everything,
yeah, he sucks. He sucks like donkey balls.
The animations, apparently, you know, people just thought it was okay. You know, it's not.
He's
like
freaking weak sauce.
The best thing, it's not the worst thing. So again, you know, it would have been nice to have something.
He's not the worst thing, just means he's not at the bottom of the food chain, but he's down there.
Like really, really cool. And as I said, adding characters like Emiya and Rin and adding them into the game and having them have those other characters as their familiars would have been really, really cool to see. As you know, they.
Who's those two like maid chicks? There's like those two chicks that are like maids. I want to see them in the game.
Pretty much, you know, Honkai Star introduced a summon system and did a collaboration that uses summon systems but didn't use the summon system, which I think is completely beyond me. I don't know why they didn't do that. It seems like a massive oversight on their part. And I even thought up of some ideas for skins as well, which probably could have come out around the same time. For example, we could have had like obviously
yeah, it sounds like at this point it sort of sounds like I could have done this collaboration, because I didn't even know there was a summon system in Fate Stay.
Skill for Clara. As you know, even before the Fate collab even happened, everyone was referring to Clara and Svarog as, you know, Ilya and Berserker, which I think was quite funny. And you know, that would have been a really cool skill to add to both of those characters, but again, they dropped the ball on that one. They never did that, which I think is
so there are characters that literally look like Svarog and Clara. Yo, why is Svarog not a summons? Actually, the more I think about it,
disappointing. And
like, I wouldn't even be mad if they redesigned that character, because Clara kind of like stopped being meta already. Like with every single patch or every single character that comes out, they make the characters less and less meta.
Or even whoever
the power scaling is still insane.
My day, that's it. From my day, I mean, that would have been really cool for one of those characters as well. And there's so many other options where you could have added skins for characters too, which I thought would have been really, really nice to add, but they never did it. And well, it seems like this has been a massive failure, which as someone who's watched all of Unlimited Blade Works, and you know, even more, I've watched Heaven's Feel, etc., etc. I'm pretty disappointed that this wasn't good enough, you know, because if the reviews were glowing and if the reviews were really, really good, I probably would have came back to the game. I probably would have given it a proper go, and I probably would have actually indulged in the story a little bit. But it seems like, you know, the Honkai Star team just messed up here massively, and even people who really, really like Honkai Star just...
No, I haven't been back to Honkai Star Rail since before they introduced Human Herda. So I'll be returning back to the game just to play this event. Depending on like how that goes, I might continue some of the campaign. Maybe I'll catch up, maybe I won't. Who knows? We'll see. And then I might just like sort of like cause here's the thing. There are some games where I don't play the campaign at all because I want to save it for the stream. And there are some that I'm just like, yeah, some of these games are not worth saving for the stream. You get what I'm saying?
didn't do a good enough job. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also go to GameStop, use my code Kazahana, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And
bro, that is just the thickest gamer cup I've ever seen, I swear.
In the next one. That's all. See ya.
Phenomenal video. Bro, Woo better watch out. I'm starting to see with Prolova. I'm just saying, be careful. That power scaling, it can get out of hand real quick. I like Prolova. Please be sure to go drop Kazahana a like, go drop him a sub, go drop him all that good stuff. Drop him a comment. I will go ahead and share the link in the Discord, and if you are watching on the VOD, you will find the link down below. Be sure to check it out. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Sadu!